wanted to give my take on it. You know, like things like why I don't like using them, why I
Truth
think the
about
results aren't trustworthy
EMF
or
meters and
valid,
all that used for
and
ghost
maybe
hunting,
just
that
some
they're all
issues to
fake.
make you think about the next time you use them, or maybe
They're all
don't
fake and they don't
use them.
work.
Who knows?
You can't
But
find
let's
ghosts
jump
with
in.
them.
So the first item is EMF meters, like these electromagnetic field meters. These meters
Fake.
measure the strength,
For ghosts.
of a field that surrounds like an electrical wire or appliances when they're on, when they're operating, or even magnets, because you know, part of it is magnetic field. These meters come in two different types. There's single axis and tri-axis. And you're probably familiar with the tri-field meter, which is one of the more expensive but reliable meters because they read the field strength from all three axes. So all three axes means there's an X, Y, and Z. You actually have to rotate something different axes like this in order to get an average reading, a good reading. The most common EMF meters that are in use are like K2, the Lutron, the Mel meters, stuff like that. These are all single axis meters, which means that you have to rotate them. You actually have to manually rotate them on all three axes in order to get a proper reading. For a demonstration, I have this thing. So I made this years ago. I put some metal rods in there, and this represents all three axes that you have to spin it on. So when you turn
Just
this
education,
on,
guys.
you have to spin it
Showing you that all this
this way,
EMF meters and all that kind of thing used for ghost hunting is bullshit, and it's not. They don't work for that.
Different points in each room in order to get a good idea of the average reading in that room. You want to record the low, the high, and then the average to see what's going on in that area. And again, you have to do it in multiple locations in one room, and then multiple rooms. So that's a lot, and that's only for that time too. So one of my pet peeves here is that these are done like in base readings. These are usually used for base readings in the beginning. People spend like 20 minutes to a half hour. They walk through the house. They basically have it in front of them. They walk in one side, they go around, they come out the other side, and they think they have a base reading for that room, which is not true. You're not taking into account anything that might cycle on and off. If you turn on the lights in the room, if you turn the lights out, you're going to have a different reading. If there is something like on the other side of the wall, like a refrigerator or a freezer, or maybe something below you, like a heater or air conditioning unit that might cycle on and off throughout the day, you're going to have different readings. Plus, power usage and the people that are involved and the seasons all have an effect on the different readings. So in order to get base readings, you would actually have to be in a place for at least a year, monitoring several sections in different rooms, in every room, all year long, and take basically multiple readings every second in order to get a proper baseline reading of the entire environment. Also consider that the house that you're in or the building that you're in, if you're like an office building or a museum or something like that, they still have power going to it. So you have power coming in at 50 to 60 hertz, which is usual mains for like the UK, the US, and everywhere else around the world.
Check out Kenny Biddle on YouTube.
At 50 to 60 hertz.
Great debunker.
But it can be manipulated
Kenny Biddle.
by like things like what I mentioned before, like the freezer, a refrigerator, a heating or air conditioning unit, some kind of generator in the basement. These can put a surge into the system or a draw, because if one of these devices goes on and it's a big power draw, like a refrigerator, big power draw. So that might see a dip in the system, which you would read as a dip in the reading of the field, because the field would get weaker because there's less power going through. But also, when these devices turn off, or if there is a surge in the system, you'll get a spike. And that's why it's good to know, like, all right, what's going on? What might be cycling on and off throughout the day or throughout the few hours that I'm there? Another concern is when you have intersecting fields. So if you have an appliance on one side of the hallway and another appliance on the other side of the hallway, and they are both putting out pretty strong